Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition, another day of the ESL India Premiership, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, Intel, and of course facilitated and brought to you by Nordwind Gaming and ESL. I'm your host Vagish Kotzleban, and today joining me for the first set of the game, that is Clash Royale, is none other than Zara Gonzalez.
How are you? How's everything going?
I'm doing just about fine. How are you doing?
I'm fine, I'm good. Exciting games coming up today, so I'm looking forward to all of them.
Indeed. Clash Royale today has a very interesting matchup between Jimit Bhatt and Prashant PP there. Now, I remember both of these lads from our previous year's edition there, the ESL India Premiership 2017. Really like them. Pretty vivacious kids. So, sure, I'm hoping to see some really good Clash Royale.
Definitely. I mean, we did see Jimit also in a lot of LAN finales, and he's always proved himself over and over again. We also call him the dark horse of the tournament because you never know when this kid just goes up and, you know, it creates magic on screen.
Indeed.
Prashant, I don't really know much about him. I've heard that he was there in 2017 season. Not really watched a lot of games of his, but I do know that his favorite card is the Golem. And Jimit loves to play the Three Musketeers. So I'm looking forward to see whether they will be using these cards or would they get banned by these two players.
Indeed. Like they say, the birds of the same feather flock together, even though they are not from the same roost for that one matter, because Jimit is from Bombay and Preeti is from Bengaluru, Bengaluru. Now, let's see. Let's see how this game is going to be like. But first of all, let's put a face to these names. Let's get a look at Jimit Bhatt. All right, well, that's Jimit Bhatt for you guys. I like his hairstyle. Thin, lanky dude, long hair. Sooner or later, going to be turning out a metalhead.
Looks like that.
Later. Well, while we're at it, let's quickly take a look at the other combatant in this case, Prashant PP Pandey. PP, predominantly
PP.
Prashant Pandey.
Yeah, it makes sense now. I was wondering, you know, why would he call himself PP? Now it makes
Prashant
sense to me.
Jesus.
I mean, we have Sushil who calls himself Abhi. So, you know, I always thought like people have some very special
I'm pretty amazed. In fact, if I remember correctly, when I was with Adi here on television and we were doing the ESL India Premiership for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, me and Adi had a pretty in-depth conversation about the kind of weird names people can come up for their teams and as their nicks.
Yeah.
Like, we spoke at length about this team who played yesterday, Vac Band. I have zero idea why would you want to be called Vac Band.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing that could happen to a CSGO professional player. But right now, let's quickly head off into the first game of day 3 of the ESL India Premiership. We are talking about Clash Royale, 5 rounds of total misery for either one. Which one is that going to be? We will get to know that soon. But first, let's also find out, before we head off into the game, we need to know the bans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so their favorite cards as of now have been showcased already. It's going to be Three Musketeers and the Golem. I'm hoping one of them ban out the Ice Golem. I'm sorry, the normal Golem, which costs like 8 elixirs, cannot ban.
Stone Golem.
The Stone Golem. They just call him the Golem.
The Golem.
The Golem.
Well, indeed.
And as you see that they've banned out their favorite cards to be on the safer end. And like I always tell a lot of people that if you ban out their favorite card, everything gets shaken in game because your whole strategy is based off that one card.
True.
And once you get that banned off, you got to just like think really out of the box and make sure that you have another deck that you can use in place of it. Top of it, these players were very recently told that the ban concept is coming into the ESL India Premiership. So for those who have really prepared a lot, it's going to be really tough for them to, you know, re-switch and see what else they have in store that they could play against their opponent.
Indeed. The Golem also, I remember, the card from the last year's edition of the ESL India Premiership. This particular card was the reason one player, if I remember correctly, Hasib,
okay, yes.
Renowned for this card's appropriate usage,
yeah.
wreaking havoc left, right, center, and And I've been informed by the production while we're at it that apparently our esteemed Clash Royale in-house player Super XL, Manoj Super XL Gola, used to call him during his casts as the Golem God, because absolutely well-placed timing and utilization of the card in that situation, in a particular situation, was this guy's forte.
He used to, actually Haseeb had this very amazing games play that most Golem users have. They kind of don't play the Golem right at the beginning of the game. They will see what are the things that can counter their Golem card and keep those cards ready to play right after they place that Golem down. Because as soon as the attack comes, if you can just defend that, your Golem cannot really be taken down. I mean, even a card like a Valkyrie, which is a very high-end card, cannot really take down the Golem. She needs about at least 5 to 8 seconds. And that is a lot of time.
And plus the Golem splits into 2 miniature Golems. So it's like Golemception.
It's chaos. And I mean, if you can, normally the only way to go against the Golem card would be like, don't let your opponent collect that much elixir to play the card. That would be the best way to go with it. But as you said, Haseeb always had this beautiful way of playing his cards and making sure that he had the right opening at the right time. And I think that's what Clash Royale is all about.
Indeed. So let's quickly head off into the game and see what's in store for us. Jimit Bhatt versus Prashant PP Pandey.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are on another day of amazing Clash Royale casting. Today we have a game between Jimit and PP Prashant Pandey, and you can already see a lot of information already provided to you as a viewer on the screen. We see the cards have been banned, and now we see, as always, for some reason these players are not a big fan of the Three Musketeers. I don't know why, but it's been the third day Three Musketeers has been banned for all 3 days. And you know what? The reason why I'm so salty is because this is my main card. I love playing with Three Musketeers. I would have loved to see these pro players actually get to play Three Musketeers, so I could learn a thing or two here also. But sadly, that's not the case. And we're not seeing a lot of Three Musketeers. And we get to see a lot of flying battle here, the helicopter battle, which I'm not a fan of, but it's okay. I can survive with that. Keep in mind, best of 5. This is the game 1 of best of 5 between these players. Both these players were invited in directly into the Masters League this year, and they literally didn't have to do much. They just have to show their resume and they have to say, hey, we were the best players last year. Please give us a direct invite. But anyways, putting that aside, we see a huge push. That is, my friends, a full 15 elixir push being stopped by a single P.E.K.K.A. and poison combo. And of course, don't miss the ghost because he is invisible right now, but he's around. A great stop to that huge push that came towards his doorstep. I would have to say Jimit did excellent work to that double knight push behind the giant. Amazing hold, by the way. Props to you. Let's see if he can continue doing such holds. Talking about the win conditions right now, Prashant PP has, as you saw, what his plan there is. Drop a big push, whereas Jimit right now is going to be planning to... His plan right now is to hold that push, keep doing chip damage with his miner, which you'll keep seeing here and there. Here comes the double knight push. You can clearly see the poison is down offensively. Defensive poison also comes down. And a lot of units on the field are doing a lot of damage. Will the knight actually get a chip in? No, he does not. Again, great defense by Jimit there. Crazy hold. And I think this game is clearly going in favor of Jimit, who will slowly chip away at this. And you can see the good game already coming out. And here you get to see, now this, in the current meta, this is a fairly strong push, by the way. The double knight with the giant combo. Let's not even forget, there's a flying unit coming alongside also. Here comes the push. It's about to touch the tower actually. Wow. Doing a lot of damage. It does do a lot of damage, by the way, if it does eventually reach the tower now. But will the miner be able to close this game before the knight? Yes, it does. Game pretty close for comfort right now, but Jimit had this in the bag and he kept it and he kept at it. And there we go. 1 score coming in favor of Jimit versus Prashant Pandey, who is now 0. That's okay. We have plenty of time left to even up the score. This is a best of 5. Dota and Counter-Strike don't get the same privilege, because if you do a best of 5 in Counter-Strike, you might as well call it a day, because that'd be 6-7 hours of stream back to back. But that's okay. Absolutely fine. Talking more about the players right now, Jimit is from Mumbai. Prashant is from Bangalore. Some Mumbai-Bangalore rivalry, if you want to add some masala on top of it. And someone forgot to mute the mic, so I can actually hear the whole production team in my ear, which is quite exciting at the same time. So, anywho, game 2. Let's see if we see any changes. Prashant's actually kind of gone for the lava loon there, pushing the balloon right through the center, hoping that his opponent will not have the right card to punish him. But he does have the minion, armored mega minion there, who take it down. But the death damage completely destroys. Look at that offensive graveyard coming in. The skeletons are there. They are gonna destroy that push. Few stabs here and there coming in, nothing much. But you're kind of getting the picture right now. You're kind of getting the picture. What's the main goal here? Now, Jimit needs to decide how is he planning to stop this push. He has the bats to help him. The witch, the dark witch, can keep spawning as many bats as he wants. Bats is his air damage right now. He has poison also, which he can put down if he wants to get rid of the minions that are behind him. But keep in mind, the moment this lava hound breaks into pieces, the small ones will destroy all the small things here and there. But the poison comes out there. Good defense. Balloon also rolling in now. I'm surprised not seeing him pushing both the units together, because the lava loon, that's the big push of Clash Royale, which we're not getting to see, where you push out the lava hound first and you push the balloon right after that. It's a great, a great tank, saving the balloon right behind him so it doesn't take damage, but that's okay. We might get to see that this time. But so far, nothing is too clear. We don't know what's going to happen. Let's wait and see how this goes. Graveyard being placed. Minions are also placed. A lot of damage being done. Very well held also, by the way. And here comes the balloon right behind the lava hound. This could spell trouble for Jimit, because the balloon will connect this time. And yes, it will. And look at the damage that balloon does. Look at that damage. Balloon absolutely destroying that tower. Already putting Prashant PP in lead. And Balloon now making its way to the main tower. That's damage there too. A great push in favor of Prashant. And now Jimit trying to make an offensive maneuver towards Prashant's tower on the right. And here comes the balloon on the left. Will not connect, but does do the death damage in the form of that bomb. Does about 150 damage, by the way, or 250 damage around there. It's not much, but does help in slowly chipping away the tower. Excellent job at that. Here comes the big push. Jimit doesn't have much to do right now. Ran out of time. Game over. 1-1 is the score. This is game 2. Can't wait to go into game 3. But before we go into game 3, let's talk about the players. As I said earlier, Jimit is from Mumbai. Prashant is from Bangalore. Prashant actually had a great run last year during the Premiership. Jimit also made it to the LAN qualifiers. Both these guys, again, they have a lot of stuff on their resume, by the way. And they have a lot of history. These guys have played each other for a long time. Last full 9 months last year, these guys played with each other. They know exactly how things work. However, the big twist that has come this year is the ban. You ban the card that your opponents like, or you ban the card that you dislike. Hence, bringing this whole new, change to this game and how the meta is we're getting to see. Because last year we got to see Hasib just absolutely destroying all his opponents using a golem. And now guess what? If Hasib was there playing a match, his opponent would ban the golem, of course. So let's get into the next game and let's see what's in store of this amazing game called Clash Royale, which is much better than every single game in the world. I'm just kidding. But I absolutely spend most of my time on my mobile on this game. And I'm absolutely loving this game. We can see some cards here and there. We're getting preview of about 4 cards right now. Both of these guys have Goblin Huts. But what is the overall plan at the moment? This is what we want to see. Prashant has a P.E.K.K.A. The flying barrel is also there, doing a lot of damage. Ghost comes out, the Royal Ghost. You can see how Royal Ghost actually does splash damage, taking out a few extra units alongside. It's a pretty good unit. Zappies, Sparkies come out. These guys, this is quite interesting seeing Sparkies actually come out also. An offensive poison being used. Will it take down the Sparkies? Yes, it does. All the Sparkies do go down. And yeah, quite a back and forth battle here. The plan, I guess the big plan here is to slowly chip away at the tower. You see Jimit doing the poison miner combo. For defense, he has the Dark Knight. He also has the full minion horde, by the way. So plenty of opportunity for Jimit to slowly chip away at the tower. Maybe during the double elixir time, Prashant can actually drop the P.E.K.K.A. also and take advantage of that big. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And here we go. Boom. Nice defense there. And that's the whole plan, by the way. But Prashant, remember, also has the poison. He can also use the chip poison, the miner poison combo there. However, Jimit actually has a bigger hold on it. Double elixir time is now live. As I said, the P.E.K.K.A. does go down. And here is the big push that Prashant will be planning to make. And with this big push, he can finally close this game and do the damage that he wants to do. The poison comes out. It's touching pretty much everything. There's very little defense right now left on the field. The new set of goblins will take a lot of damage and they also get taken down. But guess what? He didn't realize. He didn't realize there's a minion horde. And now there's a lot of minions on the ground. A lot of goblins on the ground actually defending the tower. Tower's taking some damage here. The amount of goblin gang that has come on the field is amazing actually, by the way. But the poison is slowly chipping away at the tower. Could this game be over? There's 10 seconds left on the clock. Maybe he can rotate to another poison and close this game. The minion horde could do a lot of damage. Also, the Sparkies come out, try to stop this push. The poison is also on the field. What's going to be 36 health left? He needs to stop this immediately. Yes, it does. PP. You had me on the verge. This is absolutely a super close game and it was quite exciting. And you saw the plan, the big plan coming there. Prashant was actually holding on to the P.E.K.K.A., not showing him the full game, waited till the double elixir time kicked in, pushed in the big P.E.K.K.A. and distracted him enough to be able to do a lot of damage using poison and miner. That's how he closed that game. But we have plenty of more games to go, and as you can see, the next game is now live. Good luck being thrown out. Jimit in blue, Prashant in red, if you are unable to find out who's who. Let's get into this game. We see similar builds. This fairly, decent low elixir build. You can pressure very quickly using these builds. You can do bridge spam. You can defend pretty well against heavier units like the P.E.K.K.A. But the main purpose of this build is chip away at the enemy tower using a miner and a poison combo. Prashant sticking to the same build. Jimit absolutely sticking to the same build. Both these guys are fairly confident about their build. And they are going all in now. Remember, PP just needs to win one single game to close this best of 5 series, whereas Jimit will need to win the next 2. So there's a lot on the line here for Jimit right now. So let's wait and see what happens. There's nothing much right now we can say. I think the majority of the action will kick in once the double elixir time comes. That's when the big cards will come out. Both the players are playing fairly defensively. Actually, Jimit is actually playing extra defensively right now because he's trying to figure out what to do. And here comes that little chipping push. And there's a counter push here by Jimit Miner also. However, the poison miner combo just wreaking havoc by the way. And you can see that, look at the health of Prashant's tower now. But slowly, 12 seconds from now, the double elixir time will start, and that's when the big units will come out of the field. Things will get a little exciting. You can see the P.E.K.K.A.'s already being he's making up his mind to drop that P.E.K.K.A. by the way. So here comes the double elixir time is now live. A lot of damage has already been done to this tower, so this is gonna be a fairly all-in kind of push. He could throw a miner right now to distract, but actually choosing to push the left-hand side, because look at the amount of damage, look at the amount of elixir that has been spent on the right, which he saw the opportunity to push towards the left-hand side. This is bad news for Prashant now. He needs to figure out what's he gonna do. There's barely any time left on the clock, and look at the health of Jimit's tower. It's in a pretty good shape right now, by the way. And I think this is going to be 2-2 unless I see a miracle coming right now, which I don't expect anytime soon. So 2-2 is the score of game 4, and we're finally going into game 5. And is this the first time we're going to game 5? Is my memory so bad that I don't even remember what happened yesterday? I believe yesterday's score was 3-1. My production team could correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first final game that we're seeing of the Premiership. It's pretty exciting. We have a lot of time in hand. Let's do it. Let's get into the last game, and let's close this exciting game of Clash Royale. All right. Game 5. 3 Musketeers are still banned. My favorite cards. Sad. That's okay. We do see some changes in the decks here. Prashant has gone back to his double Prince build. Ooh. Does he also have the Dark Prince? Let's find out. So following this, he's probably going to put a Mega Minion here, followed... or is he choosing to drop the Wizard? Yes, he does drop the Wizard. And the Mega Minion should be also coming out on the floor, but he sees the poison. I want to see what his decision making is at this point. Choosing rather to defend against this. So let's see. Here comes the log. Yes, it is the double knight giant build, by the way. It's an excellent build actually. There's no doubt about that. But Jimit is fairly decent at holding this push, if you guys remember. And guess what? A lot of stuns coming in thanks to the Electro Wizard, who's actually just stopping the Inferno Dragon over and over again. Not able to do much damage. This is some MVP level stuff right there. If he stops this also, it was like he won't know. But he did pretty well by it. Now think about what can you use to hold against the giant and double Prince build here. Of course, a building is a good thing to have. This building is bit to the right, so that's why the knight was able to push through directly. But that's fine. You have a building, you can kind of distract the giant, and you can use your other unit to kind of destroy the backlines. And here, I guess you'll get to see. Let's see how Jimit actually decides to hold this push. Poison comes out. Electro Wizard comes out, whose job is to kind of stun the Inferno Dragon, but instead he actually uses the Zap to stun him. So here you get to see how Jimit actually does a fairly good job at holding this big push, but still ends up taking some damage. An offensive, an offensive graveyard and poison combo doing a lot of damage on the tower, bringing it down to a very low health. But now he does not have anything to hold. This crazy push is actually he's throwing whatever he has at this, and I think he's kind of lost this game. I don't know. I don't see how he's gonna defend this. No, he's not able to defend this, and PP actually coming back from a deficit and closing this game most likely. But who knows? There's a poison graveyard at the back of all of this, but it's game over. Good game, and congratulations, Mr. PP Pandey, for closing this game. Good luck to you, buddy. That was an amazing game to see. And we got to see how you're actually able to hold this the giant and double prince push that could come your way. So it's, we got to learn a lot today from these pro players, and that's the main thing. What I actually want to learn more is the Three Musketeer builds, but sadly I don't get to see that. That's okay. I can live with that. But great material we got to see from both sides, how to push and how to hold. Great overall chip damage decks we got to see, which was exciting also. So I hope everyone gets to learn from the top tier players that we have in the ESL India Premiership. And that's it from us today. Congratulations, PP, for winning 3-2. Congratulations to you. And we'll call it a night from Clash Royale for now. And you have some Clash Royale, exciting Clash Royales and Dota 2 game coming up right after this. So go right ahead and enjoy listening to some nice music before we go push back to our studios, where Vagish and his magnetic personality, alongside with Sarah with her good looks, are going to break down this game. Thank you very much.
Yes, Gotham Workaholic Virk. I was waiting for this opportune moment. The magnetic personality. This word has prevailed from previous edition of the ESL India Premiership. Wakanda forever, bro. All right, well then, people.
That joy was real.
Yeah, man.
Very real.
Well, to summarize, basically. First of all, sincere thanks to Gotham Workaholic for casting this amazing game between Jimit Bhatt and Prashant PP Pandey.
Yes.
What a close-knit game.
Yeah, it was very exciting
Indeed.
to watch.
I mean, this game went from Jimit's end to Prashant's side to then Jimit. It's like a tug of war.
Yeah.
And it's like Harry Potter, neither can live when the other survives. It's literally gone to those levels.
I mean, they went all out this time. I mean, Jimit has not really played the P.E.K.K.A. a lot, but he chose to go with that in his first game, and that fared really well for him. He did take game 1. But in the second game, I think Prashant started understanding how good Jimit is with his player deck, and he kind of changed it completely. He took this card called the balloon card. Now, the balloon can only be really countered if you have a flying unit against it. So he played the balloon card, and Jimit really didn't have a proper answer to it. He had the mega minion available, but apart from that, there was nothing to counter that balloon. And in the third game, Jimit tried to adjust to Prashant's build, and he took the minion horde. But Prashant just completely removed the balloon from his deck and said, I don't need it anymore. I've already played my hand of making Jimit invest in other card to counter a card that I'm no longer going to use in my deck. So Jimit tried to actually change his deck completely to maybe favor Prashant's movements, and Prashant, I think, just took complete advantage of that. And by the end of the game, we saw him using Zappies and the Ice Ghost and so many other cards that just are fun. But I think overall, they both played really well. I mean, Jimit has stood out in 2017, and he's definitely going to be standing out in 2018 also.
Ah, indeed. Both the lads played pretty well today. My shout out to both you guys and everybody joining us on our various social media and watching this live. Better late than never. I am your host Vagish Katzbhan and Angela,
yes.
Zara Angela Gonzalez. This was a very interesting game of Clash Royale here in the day 3 of the ESL India Premiership 2018 summer season Masters League, brought to you by Omen by HP, HyperX, Intel, and of course presented to you by ESL and Nodwin Gaming. We'll be taking a quick break here. On the other side, we have an interesting game of Counter-Strike Global Offensive lined up, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right about back.